Harding's Vice President Calvin Coolidge assumed office. A simple, honest, and quiet man, he once joked about his subdued demeanor.
I have never been hurt by what I haven't said.
Silent Cal, as Coolidge was nicknamed, was elected president 1 year later, receiving almost 16 million votes, and would have easily won a second term, but unexpectedly decided not to run. With Coolidge at the helm, continuing Harding's pro-business policies, it was boom times for the American economy. Over 40% of the world's wealth belonged to Americans, with 11,000 millionaires living in America by 1926. Low interest rates meant that the construction of plants, homes, and office buildings soared. By the end of the era, construction had begun on the mammoth 102-story Empire State Building. Meanwhile, on the streets below, millions of Americans learned to drive. At the beginning of the Roaring '20s, there were only 8 million automobiles registered in the U.S. By the end of the decade, more than 23 million. Henry Ford made a bold prediction.
When I'm through, everyone will be able to afford one, and about everyone will have one.
America's new love affair with the car spurred production of rubber, steel, glass, and gasoline. A mobile America wanted new roads, new destinations, and new places to live. The suburbs. Automaking became a major American industry. To meet demand, automakers perfected the assembly line method of manufacturing, and many other industries followed their lead. Scientific management, championed by Frederick Taylor, revolutionized American business by identifying the most time-efficient ways to complete a task and increase production beyond the rate of technology. Farmers adopted modern methods of production, but with an entirely different result. Larger, more efficient farms, utilizing more farm machinery than human laborers, created an overproduction of farm commodities. Many farmers had borrowed money to expand their farms and buy equipment when demand was high during the war. Now, falling prices and income forced many into bankruptcy. Congressmen from farm states unified as the Farm Bloc and proposed price supports and legislation to aid farmers. Repeatedly, President Coolidge vetoed their attempts. Farmers wished that Silent Cal would just remain silent. His remarks brought them little consolation.
Well, farmers have never made much money. I don't believe we can do much about it.
Urban workers were much better off than farmers. Despite a decline in labor union membership, average wages increased by 20%. A more startling increase was in the number of homes with electricity. Between 1913 and 1927, the number grew by 465%. Soon, moderately priced electrical conveniences like vacuum cleaners, washing machines, and refrigerators were found in more and more American households. Chain stores like Sears and J.C. Penney did a brisk business selling ready-made clothes. And grocery cafeterias like Piggly Wiggly, the forerunner of the modern supermarket, offered everything from canned foods to sliced bread. Advertising lured consumers into the stores, and readily available credit using the installment plan made buying easy. Americans suddenly found they had much more time for community and leisure activities. Telephones and later radios became common in most middle-class homes. Mass transit, streetcars, and subways provided mobility for city dwellers, and the airplane was used to move mail from coast to coast. In 1927, Charles Lindbergh flew his airplane from continent to continent. Lucky Lindy's solo 3,614-mile flight across the Atlantic Ocean to Paris ensured his place as America's new hero. 4 million people witnessed Charles Lindbergh's triumphant return to America, showering him with thousands of pounds of ticker tape as he paraded up Broadway. Lindbergh's flight also captured the imagination of the public and stirred their interest in flying.
I look forward to the day when transatlantic flying will be a regular thing.
Soon, the single-engine Lockheed Vega and the Ford Trimotor airplanes were carrying as many as 10 passengers. And already mobile America became even more so. By the end of the Roaring '20s, 43 airlines were operating in the United States.